What's good? I'm gonna pull up the chat. Wait a minute, wait for some of y'all to come in. Hopefully this is live. So I'm gonna wait for y'all, a few of you to pop in so I can get started. Want to test some of the audio and stuff. MPC update 2.11. Talking to you replay gang right now. Let's see, make sure this is live. It is public. All right, we got 70 already. Okay, it's a hot topic for sure. So I'm gonna try to set this up because I've never done this way. And see if I can get some feedback in the chat. What's good, everyone? Studio Gangsta had no idea. Yeah, it is on its way. Yeah, I'm surprised because it popped up on me yesterday. Let's see.
That you were here?
I gotta make sure this is. Oh, I don't even have HDMI plugged in. Sorry. But yeah, there was a video. So Super Booth. I don't know much about Super Booth, but it's kind of like NAMM, whatever that we have in the U.S. and California. But it's a European country. I'm not sure where it is, but it's overseas somewhere, right? And so I had a feeling something was going to be coming eventually because we have new products starting to show up. And yeah, I woke up late as I usually do, probably around 11 yesterday. And there's a video, I think it's Sonic State. Let's see. See, here we got it. Sonic State, yeah. So Sonic State breaks a lot of new products and stuff. So yeah, they showed a little demo of the update. So tell me if you guys can hear the audio and stuff. Okay, I can't hear it, so I'm sure you guys can't hear it.
I'll drop in on
okay, here we go.
23rd of June.
Okay,
so,
23rd of June. Let me know if you guys can hear this. 23rd of June. Trade Marsh was good. So you guys get a little bit of that audio. So this isn't the perfect setup, but yeah, let's go back a little bit.
Very well, man.
You guys getting the audio on this?
You were here. So yeah, what I wanted to do is show you some of the things we've been working on. So we're going to show you a quick exclusive look at the brand new 2.11 that we are dropping on the 23rd of June. So
get those notifications up.
All right,
so
awesome.
Awesome.
You know, we've been releasing a lot of updates for MPC. We've really pushed the platform to a whole new
Sorry
level.
if you hear this extra. I'm trying to eat over here too.
You know, so many incredible comments. You know, we added instruments, new effects, class compliance support, everything. So what we wanted to do was kind of go back and start off with this brand new sounds browser, because people wanted instruments, they wanted sounds, and all of this great stuff.
Sounds browser. I want to have an ego about this and be like, this was my idea, but I'm totally open to the thought that they could have completely had this idea all on their own. But I've been talking about this for a minute, that the MPC should have I said expansion browser. And so this looks similar. This looks like what my idea was somewhat. Of course, I had a different picture of how it would look. But yeah, this right here, let's just go ahead and play some more of it.
To incorporate with their beats. So now we can go straight into the sounds browser. We can see all of our instruments on screen. So
this is also an indication, right? If we look at it, that that MPC keyboard is coming, because this is exactly what you would want to have, right? Like most keyboard romplers have, they have little dedicated buttons that have categories on them. So this is kind of what you got right there. And having a touchscreen, it's exactly how you would want that functionality to work on an MPC keyboard. So you have the ability to select what plugin and what types of instruments. So as he continues, as he clicks one of these, it'll take you into categories.
See my plugin in categories, so I can go, oh, okay, want a lead. Now I can go into that lead synth. We can jump back and change the category. I can also go straight to favorites and go, actually, I want to
That's
save
pretty
that
cool.
as a
Not
favorite.
favorites.
And now I can jump
Definitely
between
good.
these really, really efficiently. So what I can do, and go back, and now I can jump into another sim. So we can go straight into height. Just going to assign that.
And
now I can see all of my categories. We can jump through.
So,
There you go to pluck
it's nice.
cards, hollow pluck, and now we're. And again, save that.
It's always nice to get a better
There,
visual
straight away.
and
Now, if I want
better
to edit
organization.
edit instrument, and now I'm straight into the interface, so I can move very efficiently. So let's go back. Now, on the sounds browser as well, we've also got.
So if you take a look at that, you also see some of the new plugins that were leaked before that we saw in the MPC gang. If you're in the group over there, that was posted up. You got Solina. I don't think we have Solina. Is it? Do we have Solina? It's kind of been a while. I mean, I don't get into these too often. So we do have Solina. Maybe we aren't looking at anything new. Electric, tube synth, baseline. So I guess these are the ones that we have. But obviously you see empty spots where you'd be able to fill new plugins. So they're ramping that up for a new keyboard, most likely, and those new plugins. Silentium, what's good? Yeah, I don't trademark. I don't care. It doesn't matter, man. That's part of the reason I said it, you know, hoping that someone would hear and they would add this. But this is just one part of it. For me, I was talking about an expansion browser, and then they go into, Andy goes into the expansions in key groups. They're available here, so let's take a look at that and see. Because there's something that I noticed about him demoing this that leaves a bit to the imagination.
So you can create your own set lists. So you can load up different projects instantly. So if you're going out
Set
live,
list, that's
you
pretty
wanna
cool.
Jump between, say, 4 or 6 or 10 projects. You can have them all there ready to
Right,
go.
without having to go the file dialog.
Yeah, that's right.
Handy.
So that's really, really useful.
And you might be able to, you could probably use this set list as, because I've heard people talk about having multiple templates, but you can only have one user template, right? You could actually probably hack that in a way to create yourself multiple templates. So that's nice.
You can also go to key range. So if we've, say, opened up a whole number of tracks, so I could go new track.
This right here.
Drums, new track, plugins.
Just another
Now
indicator.
What I can set the key span.
Just
So
another
we've got
indicator. As you see, he's doing
keyboard.
setting the key range. This is something you see on all kinds of keyboard romplers, workstations, because a lot of times people use those keyboards to gig and do live stuff where they're playing like basses down here and keys over here or whatever. So this is just like that. It's the keyboard split. So that's another indicator that the MPC keyboard is coming, because as you can see, that's exactly what he's doing.
Right, for
like
live
that.
playing. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
There we
Quick.
go, straight through there, move that around, name all this stuff. So again, it gives people more control for live performance and just being able to get more out of using the instruments along with having all of the drums and everything. So we've added that. We can also go back, so I'm just going to jump back out here. I'm going to go to the expansions.
Yeah,
so
here we
now,
go.
if I go to program type, I can actually change
attention
the program
closely.
type that I'm in. So I could go to drums, and now I can see factory or user expansions. So now I can
Expansions.
go into all my expansion packs. I can go to, say, Arab, and then everything is there.
Look at
Categorized.
this.
We can jump in to any type of sounds that we want and see everything that we have in our archive.
Yep,
So
you can
that.
see it.
And
Notice
then-
that, though, that he stops there and he goes back. So one thing this leaves to the imagination had me guessing, because the one thing that I was requesting as far as an expansion browser / player is that we need disk streaming in order for this to work properly. So that you can start streaming your key groups and that you could easily access different ones without having to load up a new one. If it turns out it's not the one you want to use, delete it, purge it, and purge those samples, load something else up. So that workflow is kind of slow. So for this browser to be as efficient as possible, it needs to have some sort of disk streaming to stream those key groups. And as you see, Andy demoing this, he actually goes back. So he doesn't click on any of the key group programs or any of the drum programs. Because if he did, what we would have saw was, what we would have saw is either it would instantly just came up, or we would have saw like a loading prompt like you do when you load expansions, when you load key groups, right? So it's kind of leaving something to the imagination. Does this mean he didn't want us to see whether there was disk streaming or not? You know what I mean? Because we would have seen something. We would have seen whether it loaded up or it didn't. So either disk streaming is there or it's not, and that's a surprise for June 23rd. Because that's another thing too. This, I don't know when the last time was when MKII has actually demoed an update prior to its release. I can't remember. If you guys remember, let me know. But this is kind of a different approach than they have in the last few updates, where it's dropped the same morning, and then all the videos are just showing up on your timeline, and there they are. And so obviously I think there's more that's going to be revealed, and most likely it's going to be that keyboard, and then also hopefully disk streaming is one of the other things. So yeah, so this is pretty cool. It's going in the direction that I wanted to see. Hopefully disk streaming is there. So I'm gonna keep going. I'll hit y'all in the chat in a moment. Let's try to get through this video.
Again. Now that takes me back to the sounds page, as you can see. And again, we go key groups, and now I can go in.
All right, so it sort of follows the threads down from the top level, yeah.
You got it. So this makes it a breeze to be able to.
All right, I'm gonna address one of the. I'm gonna address Ja. They showed the drum synth, but that's exactly what that is. It's a plugin. So plugins don't require any loading. No loading times. There's no samples to be loaded. It is streaming off the disk. Whether there is samples or not within that drum synth, it's not the same as key groups and drum programs that you have to load at this moment.
Instruments, all of your content, all of your drums and everything. So absolutely powerful addition to the platform. So let's move on. So another thing that we've added is some brand new effects. And as you know, we love putting effects in. You know, 2.10,
like
the
effects.
half speed. We did all of the vocal effects. We had so much stuff, Granulator. So we've added to all of that. So some of this stuff you're absolutely going to love. So
Raver Operator was good.
Lock this in. So I'll just put that loop in for a second. First one, Air Flavor.
All right,
so
Air
this
Flavor.
Adds a whole lo-fi.
And I had a feeling and a hope. I've been wanting to see a plugin that's lo-fi. Obviously, if you guys have seen some of my content on my channel, you know I try to emulate the lo-fi vinyl simulation thing. Just recently put out a video on LFOs and creating that vinyl sim. So they took the flavor aspect of like the Mellotron and some of the other, I don't know which other one has it in it, I forget. But the Mellotron has it. It has the little flavor section. I'm pretty sure it's the same as flavor. And that gives you the ability to bring in some noise and cassette and vinyl simulation type of stuff. I hope it's a little more flexible than it is. Maybe we can look at it here. I didn't really look at it very closely. Hopefully it's a little more flexible than it is inside of the Mellotron and that other plugin that I can't remember which one it is, because that only gives you like one vinyl noise. But so does an SP404. It gives you one vinyl noise, but it would be nice to have a variation of. But they also have like different, I guess, amp simulations, like radio and turntable and all these other stuff. So
you can add vinyl noise, flutter, distortion. We've got a whole load of presets in here as well that you can build from. Cassette tape. So community is absolutely going to love this.
Community.
Pump in a bit
Absolutely.
There we go. So that's the first one. Then second one, we'll add on to this as we're going. We've got amp sim. So we can now.
Pretty cool.
So now I'm going even deeper.
Amp simulator.
Your cassette through a Marshall
But yeah,
4x4.
that's right.
Nice, yeah.
So you can use this for guitar effects, you can use this for vocals, all kind of stuff, right? But I'm just using it on this melodic because I just love the sound of it. And then So now we're in there, in the simulation. We can now go to Granulator.
Yeah,
which
Granulator.
we've added a
It's
few
not
new
something
features
I've ever
onto
messed
that.
with
So
before, but should be
we've got
interesting.
grain
It's
shape,
welcome.
Screw and freeze and reverse. So we've got the freeze, but we can reverse the whole thing now. So what's amazing is if we turn all these off. So if I lay the beat down.
Andy's pretty good at this, you know, live beat making. Continuous.
And I'll show you something
I mean, it's
in a second, right? Super cool. So let's punch that back in. Spin it with half speed. So we can get it in a really.
oh no, it sounds better without the
easy place,
effects,
right?
honestly.
So what I'm going to do now is go to another feature we've added,
But those are some cool new
which is
welcome
ratchet. So
effects for sure.
check this out.
Especially
If
that flavor
I
one for me.
highlight any of these notes,
This is
right,
interesting.
So what I'm going to do,
It's like
I'm going to go in and I'm just going to move a few of these out. of the
you
way.
can chop notes, I guess, in
Oh, sorry.
in a way.
Have to cut that in. Hold on.
This is like some FL Studio type of stuff.
Just move that on to the screen, make it bigger. Hold on. So I'm going to go. So what I'm going to do is going to go into some of these notes, zoom in, and let me take these ones here. Let's erase those, and then take this. I'm just going to.
This is interesting. I don't know how much I'll use this, but I'll
If we
definitely
open up
explore
the
it.
box here, right? If we open up this box, there, okay, and then I'm going to go to my note. And what we'll do, we're going to
Yeah,
change
definitely
this
for the
to
trap
ratchet.
trap
Here's
heads.
my pencil.
Like I've dabbled in trying to do the trap hats and stuff. It's not it's not what I'm really into as much,
I'm gonna
but
make this a little bit longer.
definitely have given it
And
a
then
try,
I'm
you
gonna
know.
ratchet that as
I
well.
like to keep my mind open and explore different types of sounds and try to build off of that and grow.
Yeah, basically. So that's a really, really awesome, cool feature. And it's just one of those things that what it does, it takes the whole editing in the drum grid to, you know, it keeps pushing that forward. So you've got more tools to be able to, you know, basically more tools at your disposal. Now, the other thing that you're going to love, and I know you're going to love this.
I think this is the one
so
that I'm going to love.
We'll go to track 1, and I'm going
is
to
this?
put
Yeah.
this really complicated progression.
Lawrence 1-3 is good.
Right, it's very complex.
Right, very
I got the
complex.
cheese
Lots of
string
harmonic
here.
content
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. So let's find where the notes are. His notes, okay, so there they are. We're just going to select all those. Now we can go to probability. So now
Probability.
we can now go from 100% down to 0.
And presumably you can write those in per note.
Yeah,
as
Sonic
well.
Vibe, June 23rd.
Exactly. So look, I can just draw those in. And then, but what's really great about this as well, and like I said, I was playing with this the other day. So
Yeah, it's free.
let's just say, for instance, let's bring in drum synth, right? So, and again, we'll go here, and I've got probability on here as well. So,
I don't know if that was possible before, where you can like.
and I'll do the same on the claps. So,
Okay. I just gotta look at this for a second. So he's got the whole drum beat on one track.
So it
So
allows you to kind of really get stuck in and have a lot more fun with the whole sequencer side of things, especially, you know, especially the modular guys, right? Because that's a big part of a lot of the workflow as well.
Well,
But
that made me think though, because I feel like it's not even possible. Let me try to do something here. I actually don't have the camera on my MPC. But what I was trying to do, I was thinking about is. Whoops. Well, what I was thinking is like, because it looked like he was selecting some of the notes and turning those down, and other notes weren't, but it was actually per pad. So I would like to be able to turn to like shift select multiple notes and turn the velocity down simultaneously. So multiple notes but leaving some of them not selected of the same pad, and I don't think that's possible. So I was kind of looking at that as if it was possible, but it was a per pad velocity change, I believe.
Also, if you're a modular or you've got a collection of old synths as well, we've also added a tuner. So you can now
The
tune
tuner, see, that's
a lot of
also
your retro synths.
boom. That was one that I wanted. I've been asking for since for a couple years. I've been talking about how the MPC should use a tuner, because I use an external tuner. And I always bring it up, like this thing right here, like that, right? Just a tuner like this. So we got the key detect thing, which isn't quite a tuner. It tells you what key it is, which is very helpful. But this is a whole nother thing. So that's also helpful. That's what I was asking for the whole time.
Stuff. Which,
Schoolboy error, I often find that when I'm tuning, when I'm doing a review, I forget to tune the thing to anything. So if I have to do the edits back, I'll never find out where I was.
no, it is. No, it's funny. So, things like that are so useful.
We almost
because at the end
threw
of the day, I need a tuner. Or you've got a guitar player coming around, all of that stuff, right? So they're kind of really cool things that we've added to the whole workflow that really adds a lot more creativity.
That tuner also just give you a more precise indication of where your pitch is at, because I sample a lot of single notes. I'll find notes and sample them in and create key groups, but often I'm sampling from vinyl, and those won't be perfectly, they won't be perfectly C. They'll be kind of sharp or kind of flat, and so the tuner tells me that, and then I can actually pitch it in the MPC until the tuner shows that it's becoming more center. So with the key detect, you just get a exact reading. It's not giving you any sharp. It's not letting you know whether it's too sharp or too flat. So I'm hoping that is as good as the Korg tuner that I have. It's like a $20 tuner, but it's a wide range tuner. So hopefully the tuner they put in this isn't just like a guitar range tuner, because I believe there's a difference. I mean, I'm not a guitar player to have really any experience with tuning a guitar, but I bought a chromatic tuner that's a wide range, so it's for multiple instruments, right, along the spectrum of high and as low as it can go.
And especially for the browsing side of things, because when you've got a lot of content inside these things, sometimes you can get lost trying to find stuff. So having a home place now. Also, if we go
Be
to
jamming was good.
edits,
You have been wanting a tuner forever.
Menu, we press this, and now what we can do, you can customize.
So this is
the menu.
interesting.
So,
but if
can
you're
move stuff
already,
around. So say I want my program
so
here,
you can move
so you
them.
can move that around now.
It's interesting,
Customize it.
but if you're
however
already
you want.
used to,
But also what's really cool.
if you're already used to the way they are, then this is just creating a what does it really matter? But there's one cool bit about it.
Say in the drum grid, wherever I am, I can hide that.
I like the little slide out, so you can pick your 4 favorites, I think,
here and go down
to
the
easily
sounds
get to.
page.
That's like bookmarks. And
Yeah,
kind of
really.
that's
So again, super cool. And another feature we've added, and this is a really, really
Yeah,
useful
this-
and cool feature. So
this is dope.
I've got a bass stab on this kit, and normally what you'll do is hit 16 levels and you'll go into pitch. Right?
Yeah, I've
But the
been
thing
wanting
is,
this
you've only got 16 pads. Okay, so
forever. This is
obviously on here
actual
we've got
legit
chords
auto-chromatic
mode, we can do
from the
scales
sounds
and
of it.
everything. So now, instead of going to 16 levels, we can just go to menu, and I'll go to program, and I've got that sound, and I just press.
I don't know why they didn't
So
just
now-
put it in 16 levels though.
Now it's straight across the pads, so that will now span the whole length of the keyboard.
Whole length of the
And
keyboard.
what I can do is go into my
Another
performance
indicator that
mode,
we're getting the keyboard. You know what I mean?
and then I can pick the key, the scale of the song.
But this is
and-
cool because now you can actually use that quick functionality
and I can
and
start
use
laying
pad
down my
perform
bass lines and stuff
because you
like
couldn't
that.
before
But you can
in
also
drum
do that with
programs.
any samples, so we can just go back and.
But one thing I'm curious about is, and it probably is does your note have to be set to C? Do you have to sample in C notes in order? Because a lot of times with these autochromatic functions, like on other samplers that I've seen, is they need to be in C in order them to be legitimately mapped how they would with middle C on the keyboard. Otherwise, if you have other notes, then they're not going to be, in tune with the rest of what you're playing.
This one here, again, goes straight to program, bang, and now.
Yeah, BJam, you don't have to make key groups anymore, but I mean, the key groups are still useful if you have multiple,
use it
you know,
in so many
multi-samples.
different scenarios by just having been able to do that quickly. We also have M1 support now as well for the software, which is great. So really pleased that we're now compatible.
Talking about
and you know, we've added some fixes,
computers.
we've added some improvements to the workflow, but you can check all those out on the 23rd
June 23rd.
Excellent. That's
Alright.
free to.
Yep.
And that works across the entire MPC range that you.
Yes. Yeah.
There it
Thanks,
is.
Andy.
Pleasure, as always, Nick.
So he kind of played it down a little bit. It sounds like there's some more stuff to be revealed, but he kind of downplayed it. Just sound like bug fixes and stuff. Who knows? Maybe that's the gist of it. Maybe that's the majority of it. So yeah, only 2 other people I know of have actually done reactions on this. So Ghetto Styles and the King O Caesar did a live one. Ghetto Styles did a video he uploaded last night. So after this, go check those out to see their takes on what's really going on. For now, I'm going to get in the chat and just have a little conversation with you guys before I head to work. See what you guys got to say. Scroll up. There's like 35 of you on here. That's good numbers. This is a hot topic, right? I mean, everyone loves updates, more features. It kind of fulfills like the gas. You know, I've been having a lot of gas lately, so this has kind of mellowed it out a little bit. I don't know. I've still been browsing around, looking at the Machine Plus and then the OP1 field, which is ridiculous in price. Wish I was in a position where I could just buy all this stuff and it didn't matter, and I can, you know, show you guys and put it on the channel and all that. But yeah, let's get into the chat. You guys have been going wild in here. Hoping for a Ranger mode, Sonic vibe. Yeah, I would welcome it, but it does it would change the workflow quite a bit. But who knows? They can make it work. You don't have to make key groups anymore. Yeah, you pretty much don't have to. But of course, one thing King O Caesar was talking about in his stream was about, you know, he was asking a question, will your samples be sped up, you know, as they pitch up? Because it's one sample, so when it gets pitched up, it speeds up, it slows down. The sample, of course, becomes longer, but the quality degrades as you go up, right? It's not as a faithful reproduction of an instrument when you have one sample. So will it time stretch? That's the question automatically. One thing is that key groups as of now don't even have warp, standalone at least. I think maybe in the software they do. But one thing is that warp is available on drum programs, so you should be able to press that warp and then maybe get a little stretch there. But I don't know how well that's going to work, because I think that works better with rhythmic things, where the machine is aware of what the tempo is, right? And even still, it's not perfect. It kind of sounds bad when you start to stretch it. So yeah, let's go. We'll see. Handy Kill Cam, what's good? Be jamming. Ali Star, what's good? You want that stage piano? Yeah, I wonder if they'll be giving the plugins out for free. It'll probably, I'm guessing they might be, because of what we've seen in the past, like on the MPC gang, and then I Am Sight was talking about on his stream as far as the leaks on the MPC keyboard. Because one little sneaky thing Akai did was they sent an email out to like owners of MPCs already selling the plugins that you have for 50% off as like plugin versions for your other DAWs or their standalone plugins now, right? So it's like kind of indicator that maybe these instruments are going to be for sale. So maybe it'll be a bonus of buying the keyboard, is that you get the new plugins, but they might be creating a platform for themselves to sell more virtual instruments or plugins. I'm curious to what the fabric ones are, and I'm hoping that they're something like virtual modeling, physical modeling. So it's like synthesis that recreates physical or real acoustic type instruments. It's what if you guys are familiar with what is it? The Roland, Roland Integra. That's what it is. The supernatural sounds. It's physical, virtual, acoustic modeling. So it's like synthesis, but sounds even more realistic because it can go beyond what samples do and recreate some of the articulations and things. I think it's pretty dope. But I still haven't tried that Integra. Let's see. M1 support finally. Been crashing. Okay, right on for you. I don't mess with the computers. Most people know I'm just standalone over here, so I just, kind of ignored that whole thing. What's gonna be new? We just went over everything. We just watched the video. Yeah, go check out the video. Just search update 2.11 or MPC update 2.11, or just play the replay of this and you can check it out, my take on it, or go check out Ghetto Styles, King of Caesar's take on their reaction on this 2.11. So there's quite a few things. It's not a lot, and there might be a lot more. There might be a few things more at least. Let's see. Enlightenment Music and Podcast. Need to get together to do that show, bro. Sorry, been busy. You know yourself. Yeah, for sure, bro. I know. We've been trying to get there for some time. Excuse me. Ratchet is interesting. Ghost hats. You guys gotta stop. Let's see. That's true. Ahoy. Sorry, I didn't realize live. Inky, what's up? I know you were in there with King of Caesar earlier. No matter about the quality of the one shot. I mean, yeah, if we're talking about the stretch or whatever, the auto chromatic mapping, pretty much. I mean, the further you go down, it just speeds the sample up, slows it down. Unless you're talking about warp, I don't know. What do you mean by the quality? Like sample bit dip, sample rate, bit depth. Cinematic Toys, what's good? I was just in here reacting. I already saw the video, but I just wanted to go over with some of the things that I had in mind, what was going on. They pretty much implemented two of the features that I've been talking about for years. One of them I've been talking about for years, really simple one. And then the expansion and sound browser thing is kind of an idea that I had. Not that they got it from me at all, but I could have possibly pushed that in the right direction. But I'm glad either way. It doesn't matter. I don't need to take credit for it. Be a big old ego boy about it. Let's see. This is going to be free. It was mentioned in the video. Another update. Disc streaming for DJing and drums is awesome. Where is that? I wish I could just get this chat to lock where I'm at, but every time you guys type something, it throws me out of place. Disc streaming would be great for just everything, like key groups too. I mean, if I could stream key groups rather than having to load them. Sometimes those are they take a minute to load, and it takes up quite a bit of space. I don't know what the East Beast is, Sonic Vibe. Most of the stuff at Super Booth are synthesis stuff, which I'm not really familiar with. Some interesting looking stuff, like the motor synth. I never heard of it. It has actual little motors on them. Lawrence 13, you wonder if it'll have a different OS like the Force does. My prediction is it'll be out June 23rd with 2.11 and the new instruments. Let's see if you guys can pause on the on the messages. Reckon it's to open access to third-party plugins, not by a MKII affiliate. So those little empty spots, I think it's gonna be. Maybe we'll see people start making more instruments for the MPC. We'll see how well it does, and I hope they open that up for us. That would be great if there was like a plugin that you could. See, that's what I really was requesting. Aside from the browser, as an expansion or like a key group plugin player. You know what I mean? So that you can browse all the plugins, all the key groups from the plugin. Yeah, I think Handy Kill Can, I think you can use the tuner on the 808. Why not? I'm hoping. Like I said, if it's that wide range chromatic tuner that will pick up those really low and those really high pitches. Nothing known about when this is coming to Force. Yeah, we don't know. Force has his own thing going on, so who knows if it will at all. Force 2 would pique your interest. Or well, plugins, they gotta make a living, right? They gave us free shit forever. Yeah. I mean, that's not a problem. I mean, why not? Buy the ones you want and don't buy the ones you don't. And go over to the Kai thing and Facebook or wherever and flood them with information to send Lifted Noise, all the plugins, so that I could demo them for you guys, so you know which ones to buy and which ones not to. Yeah, it's the Sonic State video. With all the available information, would you rather cop an ASR 10 MPC keys when it comes out or Phantom 06? Shoot, I don't know. I'd have to wait to see the MPC keys, how much it is. ASR 10 looks like fun, and I'd definitely like to get my hands on it, but it's not something I would probably buy just because it's so old, and I wouldn't be confident in its functionality, just if it breaks down and how to fix it, and because I don't know how to fix these things, but like finding someone who'd know how to repair it if it had any issues. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to try one, but I would buy it. Number one, I'd buy a Phantom 06 probably, since I already have an MPC. Either that, if the MPC keys is super legit, I would probably be in a situation where I would like sell this to get a MPC keys, because I wouldn't need both if it's an MPC in itself. But also, doing videos with a big old keyboard I don't think is going to be as efficient to do, like getting a nice shot on it. So since I do videos, I don't know, I think it's probably better just to have an MPC. I'm hoping they release something else too. Be dope if they had a mini MPC keys. The tap-in show. Hey, so I have a question. Can you give me a rundown on recording on MPC ONE audio? I've got a video on that already, man. If you go to my channel and then you look at it should be directly on my channel page at the front. I have vocal recording videos in the MPC. There's a playlist. So that's one of my best performing videos. And that will give you a rundown on how to record. What I'm doing in there is recording vocals. So whatever it is you're trying to record, that should be helpful for you. It's all good. It's not a Beat Street poster. It's actually a vinyl. Just it's the whole vinyl up there. The auto keyboard works like the Machine version. That's what's up. Yeah, I still want to try that Machine Plus. Ali Star or Inky the Cat. Yeah, be jamming. Different sample rate, I guess. A better warp. Is that what you're saying? The grid. I'm not sure what the grid is you're talking about. The grid view. Notice everything is in a grid. I'm not sure what you mean. Kai is king. I do think Sight's complaint about menu made an impact and they changed it. What was his complaint? It was about the you're talking about the being able to rearrange the icons and stuff. Small desktop synth, Sonic Vibe. Venom Music was good. I feel like it's mainly just a UI overhaul with regards to the plugins and the sounds. It looked cool. I think it will be most beneficial for people who yeah, so it is a UI thing. It makes it a little bit more efficient and easy to access because you have these abilities available, but they're not as quick, right? Like, so what you're really getting there is let me see if I can turn this camera on. So what you're getting in the browser thing is this pretty much, because it gives you access to select the type of track, right? You can do drum, plugins, key groups, etc. So that's what it's giving you, and then it gives you quicker access to this with like actual thumbnails and artwork, so it looks better. And then once you're in there, it gives you these, right? Just easier buttons to get to. So it's an improved user interface for sure. That's a better workflow from the looks of it. I think it won't make that much of a difference if it's not the main centerpiece of your studio. Sonic Vibe, the motor looks sick. Okay. Yeah, it did. It was interesting. Never seen anything like that. There's one that actually has tape too. Like a tape synth that has actual tapes, I believe. Or maybe that's the motor synth. You could DJ on your MPC. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the set list works. I think it's just a way of easily accessing your projects. Like it's just another, like Venom, you were saying, another like a user interface improvement. But yeah, it'll definitely give you the ability to kind of hack that in a way, like a workaround to have multiple templates if you want. I would think so. We'll have to see. Force will be behind after this update. I don't know about that. I don't know if Ghetto Styles is laughing at that. I've never used the Force, but I mean, you have a Ranger and DistroKid still. But the scales are kind of like this, I guess. I mean, with updates. Yeah, Enlightenment Music and Podcast. Appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up. Give me a rave generator plugin, please, Akai. I'm not sure what that is. A rave generator? Is that a real thing or is that like a joke? Oops. It really isn't a battle. They do one update, then another. If you have both, you see one is ahead for a while than the other, but methinks eventually will be same-ish. MPO live keys? Did you mean to write MPC? Studio versus old studio main pad menu. Onkyo went bankrupt today? What is that? God Jove, what's up? No doubt. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely a cleaner look. The new lo-fi plugin. Yeah, look, it's like I was saying earlier, it's the, let's go into it. So it's pretty much, I didn't get a good look at it, but it pretty much is, if you go into Mellotron, program edit, you have this flavor section, so right here. So now it's a flavor plugin standalone that you can put on anything, right? Any drum sound, any pad, any, not necessarily, you probably wouldn't put it on a drum sound, maybe, but on a loop or on a key group, just drop it in insert, and now you have these functionalities. But I didn't get a good look at it. I'm hoping you have more than just one single noise, but you do have different, presets of types of, I guess, speakers, cabinets, sources that it would be coming out of. So it's kind of interesting. And then you got the flutter, of course. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if I like it over just, my LFO hack, and we'll see. Air flavor is extremely powerful. That's what's up. The Force is a killer buy on the used market right now. Yeah, I remember the Force. The Force used to be like $1,000 or maybe less, and now I think it's even more. I think it might be the same cost as an MPC Live too. What's the leak? If you're just popping in, I played the video and just kind of reacted and was chatting about it in here. It's from Sonic State. So if you just search MPC Update 2.11, Sonic State will probably be the first video. Then you'll see Ghetto Styles and King O Caesar doing a reaction video. And it's just it's a video from Super Booth, so that's like one of the big events where they have music production gear companies displaying new stuff. So it's a video from that. And yes, the release is set to be June 23rd. Matthew McNamara Beats. Probably went over this already, but I just tuned in. Does anybody know what the new update will bring? Yeah, so we just went over it. You can play it on the replay or just go to the Sonic State YouTube channel or just type in MPC Update 2.1. I just said this right, and I'm sure you caught that. So I'll never get rid of the 404. Okay. You'll never get rid of it, even with the flavor plugin. I don't know if you're just responding to that. Handy Kill Cam, been playing with my LFO hack. Right on. Cool. Thanks for checking it out, man. I think you can get some interesting results, and you have a lot of flexibility with that. So yeah. Yeah, not super early in the AM today. I was gonna come on last night, but it was extra late, and I was actually just trying to figure out how to do this with my live stream setup right now. So I was playing the video off of my phone, and it works okay. But I don't know if you guys can notice, it's got this weird little that's going on from having the HDMI plugged in and the audio coming out the headphone jack in my phone into my interface into my MPC. I don't know, some kind of interference. I don't know what it is, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how often I'll be on at this time. I wanted to do this yesterday. Like, just, it's a hot topic. Jump on it as soon as possible and just get in here and chat with you guys about it. So I'm hoping to see what comes out June 23rd. It's going to be interesting to see that keyboard if it pops up, or to see if we'll be waiting. Be interesting to see if they added disk streaming, because they did kind of leave that up to the imagination, and I think there was some intent with Andy Mack not selecting any of those key groups and allowing us to see what happens when he would they have loaded, and would you have got that load screen, or would it have just been instantly there because disk streaming is there. So we'll find out June 23rd. So I appreciate these. I got two features that I wanted so far, somewhat, with the browser. We just got to have that disk streaming, and then with one really simple one was the tuner. So guitar chromatic tuner that they put in, and it looks exactly how I would imagine it, just right on the touchscreen right there. You got your tuner there. So that's a really simple, basic thing that I think has been missing from MPCs for the longest time. It should be essential on a sampler, I think. And then the one other one that I wasn't expecting that I think is really dope is the autochromatic, having the ability to, beyond 16 levels, pitch that one sample from your drum program and then use pad perform, and then it's already on your keyboard. So I think that's really dope. I'm going to be using that one a lot probably, and I won't be needing to make the key groups as much. So that's interesting, and we'll see what's coming. If that's about it, if you guys ain't got any more stuff to say, I'm probably gonna jump off. I do gotta head to work. I got like another 15 minutes I could hang on, really, or I could go get my lunch ready and stuff, so I'm kind of prepared for the day. But let's see, what else? 45 in the chat, appreciate it. Live and Music Podcast. You looking out for me? Yeah, hit that thumbs up, man. You guys want to see more videos like this? You want to see Lifted Noise doing stuff like this? Yeah, just support it. Thumbs up. Best thing you can do. I guess this is the point where I also, promote the things that I'm offering that you could support monetarily. So I do have a Patreon, $1 a month. Go check that out. Link in the description. It's always been samples that I've been providing over there. I think I'm kind of switching it up where I just want to so it's not so, I guess, rigid. It's not so confined to just me doing samples and key groups, like drum samples and key groups. I want to do the drums all the time, but I don't want to be confined to that. I want to be able to just share over there on Patreon stuff that's related to whatever I'm doing on YouTube. So it'd be like little bonus stuff. Okay, also t-shirts. United We Standalone t-shirt. I'm a standalone MPC user. Created a t-shirt, little dad pun of a slogan there. If you guys can see it, it's right here. United We Standalone. You can find that on Teespring. Link in the description as well. And then also just on my birthday on May 5th, I released a vinyl drum pack samples that I've sampled over the years. You can pick it up for $7. That's also on Teespring. There is a link in the description. Also, if you don't have your MPC or any gear, if you want to know, if you're curious about any of the gear that I use, I have affiliate links in the description from Zounds, which is my favorite online store because they have the pay-as-you-play program. So it's kind of like paying credit, but there's no credit, so there's no interest. You just got to have a credit card on there, and you can pay like equal payments, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, sometimes 12 after you develop a reputation with them. So like everything I own is straight up from Zounds because I can get my MPC, my live right now. It's not paid for, still not paid for, but I'm getting this for like $70 a month, like spread across 18 months or so. So yeah, everything, link in the description, affiliate links. Doesn't cost anything more to you guys. You guys are probably familiar with what affiliate links are. They just give the content creator, YouTubers, a little bit of a percentage of the sale. So that's all it is. Jimmy, I don't know how to say your last name. Smutek. Visual EQ would be nice. Let me not skip people. What do you think of those new plugins that they did with a 2.10 update? I like the hype one. I feel like there's a lot of sound that sound just real. Yeah, it's okay. I kind of like hype over the others because it does give you somewhat of acoustic element. Like I appreciate the choirs were interesting and having some pianos, but they still don't sound as good to me as just like a good key group expansion. Like with those pianos. So they're all right. But some of those synths are pretty nice. I haven't played with them too much, but I've never been a synth kind of person. But yeah, we're gonna see more coming, Matthew. There's more definitely coming. Whether you'll have to pay for them or not, I don't know. It looks like you might have to pay for them, but that's just an assumption, just from what we've seen. Yeah, back to you, Jimmy. I wonder how autochromatic works. Like, I wonder if it moved the sample to a new track and creates a key group, or does it leave the sample in the drum program? Yeah, it's an interesting question. I didn't assume that it's creating a key group. It just looks like it's just kind of like a advanced version of 16 levels, which gives you access to a full range on a keyboard. So I'm gonna say it's just that. It doesn't create a key group, but we'll see. Yeah, like Ali Star said. Yeah, I don't know if you got a better look at it, but I wasn't looking too hard at what it was doing, but it looks like it's just in the drum program. Handy Kill Cam. My drum kit's fire? Well, I appreciate that. Hey, No Rant TV, your birthday's May 5th. Happy birthday. We're birthday brothers. That's what's up. I'm a bit older, though. About 8 years older. Ink One. Alignment Music and Podcast. Hey, man, I appreciate you being my hype man tonight. Today. Appreciate it. Happy belated. Yeah, the original live should work with this, too. It should work with all of them, pretty sure. Yeah, Alex Star, facilitate the keys easier, for sure. So a lot of these functions seem to indicate the keyboard is coming. young pups. I'm 48 on the 26th. Well, congrats. It's something to be grateful for, you know? Live a long, full life. All right, well, I am grateful for every single one of you guys dropping in and having a chat with me and looking at this with me and entertaining my ideas on what's going on. I'm about to head out. Got to head to work, to the real 9 to 5. If you guys want me to start hanging out more and doing this more active, help me get rid of that 9 to 5. Thumbs ups. That's the basic thing I could ask for. Thumbs up. Share the video. You know, tell your friends. Get some more subscribers and views over here for me. You don't got to buy nothing. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to head out. Thank you, Jimmy. Jabber in the Bands. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone. Yeah, till next time. Be bold. Stay humble. Chase your dreams. God bless. All right.